You're putting in the work, you're showing up week after week, and especially on Mondays, whenever you perform chest, you give it your all. You're performing each and every chest workout there is. But when you reach home, you get an amazing pump, but your chest is still lagging. Rest assured, I have been there. While performing chest workout, there are certain things which you need to be aware of. Your exercise might not be systematic, or your exercise selection is going haywire. You might be thinking that your effort is being misplaced. So what the hell is going on actually? So here is the deal. Your effort has been misplaced somewhere. And I know people usually make 3 particular common mistakes which are totally fixable, and I'll be discussing them in today's video. Most importantly, I'll be giving you some science-backed blueprint which will help you intensify your workouts and also give you those chest gains which you always wanted. The first and the most simple mistake that we do is we perform every single exercises for chest on a single day. Yes, we think Monday is International Chest Day. People ask you, bro, how much do you bench? Those are old school things. If you're performing more than 20 to 25 sets of one particular muscle group in that very single day, you're just digging a hole for recovery. Because the more volume that you perform, the body takes more time to recover, leading to less gains. So let me tell you where the sweet spot for each exercise should be. Normally, if you are a beginner, perform around 10 to 12 sets of each muscle group. But if you are an advanced lifter, you can push it to 18 to 20 sets per muscle group. But make sure you're not performing it in the same day. There is a structured manner where you need to divide your exercises on the same week so that you can reap out the benefits of each exercise that you're performing. This is a concept called junk volume. It's those sets that you perform which doesn't help you to grow muscle because you're already too tired to recruit the muscle fibers the right way. The fix is to stop chasing those endless numbers of workouts involving a lot of sets where you're digging a deep hole for recovery. First of all, I want you to figure out your current weekly chest volume that you actually perform. If it is a bit much, bring down to 12 to 15 sets per week, not per day, per week, which will maximize your gains. The best way to do this is to split your chest volume into 2 days. It will help you maximize your chest growth, and it will also give ample time for the muscle to recover and perform well. Research says that if you perform chest twice a week, it will lead to much more hypertrophy because you will be fresh, you can perform quality number of sets leading to muscle growth. That's why I would recommend you to perform 2 days in a week rather than the traditional 1-day split. Here's a simple way to structure it. Let me help you out over here. Instead of running a 25-set marathon, split your exercise into 2 days. Let's say workout A, which you will focus on strength and compound movements, and workout B, which will lead to hypertrophy and isolation movements. What will you do in workout A? Select those exercises which are compound movements. Let's say, example, flat bench press, or you can perform it on a Smith machine as well. Incline bench press or on a Smith machine, then pec deck fly and 1 dip movement. And on the hypertrophy days, you can perform one particular exercise of incline movement. Let's say if your shoulders are healthy, perform incline Smith machine press or perform incline dumbbell presses, leading to 1 fly movement as well. I would say cable crossovers are the best option. Now here's the catch. How many sets and reps should you perform in each exercise? I would say do 2 warm-up sets for compound movements, and then the main set should consider 3 sets, and the reps should be between the range of 10 to 12. Let me reiterate you again, range. It should not be a target that you're performing with moderate weights and you will lift till 12 repetition. Select a particular weight which is quite intense for you after the 8th repetition, and hence you can squeeze out 2 or 3 extra reps. See the structure, how I have separated the workouts into 2 different groups. This will help you to maximize your muscle growth as well as your quality and form of the exercise will not get hampered. You will recover faster, you will perform better, thus leading to more gains. The second mistake that you do is your exercise selection. It's way biased and one-dimensional. Why? Let me tell you. You are way dependent and biased on one particular exercise. Let's say you are biased on the flat bench press. Usually, I see while people come to the gym to engage the muscle fibers and to get the best out of it, people say that the flat bench press is the only best exercise. For decades, the ultimate gym question has been, how much do you bench? Yes, the flat bench press is really an awesome exercise to master and to recruit those muscle fibers. But here is the catch. By performing only one particular exercise and slugging it off in the rest of the exercises won't help you gain those muscles. For that, you have to understand the anatomy of chest. How does the chest work? How does the muscle fibers go about inside your body? If you are dependent on that particular exercise, you are just like that carpenter who wants to build a house with only one tool, which he has, that is a hammer. And things don't work that way. Let me tell you a bit about the chest anatomy. First of all, we have the clavicular head, which is the upper pec area, where movements which are mostly incline based are targeted to recruit those muscle fibers. Next comes the sternal head, where the muscle fibers get recruited while performing flat movements. And last comes the abdominal head, or you can say the lower chest. If your routine is revolved around just performing the flat movements, you're missing out on most part of the incline movements, therefore leading to a sloppy chest growth, and later on it will create a muscular imbalance which will be difficult for you to fix that immediately. On top of that, your pecs don't just push forward. There is also a fly movement which you need to give emphasis on. The fix is to think like an architect, not a demolition crew. You have to understand the muscle fibers that run throughout your chest. We have to target from all the angles which is possible. You have to focus on the push as well as the fly movements. Now, I will be suggesting you some workouts which you can include into your next chest day. To target those upper chest, an incline movement is of utmost essential. You can perform incline bench press, but if your sole purpose is hypertrophy and to improve those weak points, I would prefer the Smith machine instead. And also, you can perform the incline dumbbell press as well. For the mid pec, you can do any sort of flat movement. Number one choice will be the flat bench press. You can do it with a free barbell, or you can use the Smith machine if you have one. And second comes the flat dumbbell press. Now here's the catch. Pressing movement is equally important, but you also have to understand fly movement is also essential to isolate those pecs. So, pec deck flies, cable crossover should be there into your exercise. Now let's talk about form and technique. Have some humility and leave the ego outside the gym. If your form and technique is incorrect, it defeats the entire purpose of exercising. Let's say, for example, if you're performing flat barbell press and your technique is incorrect, more of your shoulders, triceps will get involved, and the purpose, which is to target our chest, gets left out. Now, how to assess the weight and perform accordingly? To check your form and technique, I would suggest in case of compound movements, perform 2 warm-up sets and then hit your main sets of 3 or 4. And in case of isolation exercises such as pec deck flies, cable crossovers, I want you to perform 1 warm-up set so that you can perform effectively and efficiently. By picking the right exercises and performing it with perfect form, you're giving your chest the signal to grow. If this video is providing you any value, do hit the like button. And the last mistake that people commonly do at the gym is they do not progressively overload. The concept of progressive overload is very common, everyone knows, but actually people do not know how to apply them. Progressive overload means if a muscle has to go, you have to exercise a bit more out of your comfort zone. If you are performing 3 sets of 12 repetitions with the same weight every single day at the gym, you are not just growing your muscles. You're just coming here for the pump, expecting massive growth, and it makes you demotivated in the long run. You have to continually demand more from your body. There are ways to make progressive overload efficient into your exercises. I'll be telling you in a couple of bits, but here are some checklists you need to abide to. Number 1, you have to maintain a logbook. Maintaining a logbook is very crucial while exercising because if you note down what exercises you're performing every single day along with the sets and the number of reps that you're performing, you will be able to figure out how much actual volume you need to put in and how much progressive overload you need to work on in the upcoming weeks. Secondly, a lot of people make this mistake, and that is they keep on switching the exercises, which is absolutely wrong. If you are not mastering a certain movement, let's say for example, if you have not mastered the incline movement and only you perform once in every 6 weeks and you randomly change the exercises, how can you expect to be stronger in one movement? You are just trading the exercises, not progressing. The fix is to get structured and systematic, that is with your workouts, and track yourself as per the logbook, which I have suggested a bit earlier. This separates you from the casual gym goers and those serious lifters who you see make maximum gains. Here are some ways where you can actually progressive overload. Number one, you can improve by lifting more weights. Suppose, for example, if you are benching with 10 kilos, the next 2 weeks, you can start adding 2.5 kilos each side and start improving in the weights. Secondly, you can add progressive overload by increasing the reps as well. It depends on certain exercises. At one point of time, you cannot increase the weight so much that your form and technique is getting compromised. That's where you need to target a certain rep range. If you are able to lift 20 kilos for 8 reps, next week try to squeeze out 9 to 10 repetitions so that you break your plateaus. That's how you can increase the intensity. At last, one of the best ways which I personally like to track my progressive overload, and that is increase the frequency. As I have said before, instead of the traditional one-day split, you can divide your exercises into 2 days in a week where you can reach hypertrophy as well. There, if you increase the frequency of sets, you will be able to maximize much more muscle growth. So for your next workout, don't just randomly hit the weights. I want you to track your workouts systematically so that if today you have performed with a certain movement, next week when you come to the gym, you are aware that you have to train out of your comfort zone and beat the previous record that you have done before. And that's how you track progress. Aim to beat by at least 1 rep or by 1 pound as well. But make sure you progress. These are small steps through which we can build an impressive physique. So stop working out and start training. So there you have it. We have discussed the 3 important mistakes that people really do, which is fixable. You just have to be mindful and do not get confused. Add one single solution at a time. You do not have to do everything in one single day. Let's recap. First, don't perform with too much of volume. Tone down the volume to about 12 to 15 sets per week for each muscle group. Then you will surely make those gains. Secondly, make exercise selection better. Divide the exercise into 2 days for maximizing growth and hypertrophy. Add a mixture of compound as well as isolation exercises and you will see amazing results. And third, stop working out and start training by taking actionable measures. Take a logbook, measure your weights and start tracking your weights by adding progressive overload every single week. I know this is a lot to digest in, but let me assure you, if these 3 mistakes are cleared, you can definitely see results. But it will be compounded over time. Small wins will take you to better gains. It's not about a certain exercise or a certain supplement. It's not magic. It's about smart and consistent training which will deliver you good results. If you have found this video really helpful and you are ready to make those chest gains, make sure do hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel for more videos such as this. Thanks for watching. Now put this knowledge to work and start growing. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.